I don't know what it says about your institution, Eric, that you would hire a retired baloney merchant to speak on your show. So
I didn't get this part of your CV. Hey guys, so in this video, we're going to hear more about Ben's backstory, and he's going to answer some questions from viewers. So if you like this conversation, stick around to the end and I'll talk about how to get the full-length episode. So let's jump right into it. So Ben, I don't know what we say. Welcome to the Ben and Eric show.
It should be the Eric and Ben show, not?
Well, we could, I just went alphabetical. So Ben, we know each other now for probably over 15 years. Other people out there, of course, don't know you. Maybe we could just start by you telling us who you are, where you're from, family. Are you a farmer?
No, I'm not a farmer.
No.
Yeah, well, I was born here in eastern Lancaster County, close to Churchtown. Okay. I was the oldest of 5 children. Now I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters, and then I got married to Mary in 1991, and we raised 6 boys. And, we bought a little 6-acre property, and we had a 6-figure mortgage, so I had to work 6 days a week to pay for all that. But it's done.
That's all done now, though. You can
That's
rejoice.
All done. Yep, and I do. I do rejoice. And right now I'm just working down the street at a redneck pole building staging area and loading trucks. It's nothing intellectually stimulating at all. It's simply convenient. It's down the street. It pays well, and I'm not quite old enough to just sit at home pest Mary. I still need something to do, even though I don't have a mortgage. Spending money is still nice.
Sure. Keeps you out of trouble too.
Yeah. Keeps me out of trouble with Mary. It's physically really demanding for somebody that's almost 60. I'm not going to do it past 60.
I will maybe throw up a clip of showing what you do if I get the okay on that. But
sure.
What were you doing before that to pay off the mortgage? I mean, you did something for a long time with the family, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, first, for 14 years, I worked at a company called Quality Fence. They manufactured PVC porch railings and porch posts. And then the company changed hands. It went from a small family operation to a multi-million-dollar operation. And they're not as fun. We decided that we'd like to do something together as a family, so we bought a deli at a farmer's market. And we were doing that for 14 years, and that's really how I paid my mortgage, is selling bologna and cheese. So I don't know what it says about your institution, Eric, that you would hire a retired bologna merchant to speak on your show. So, but
so we're already
I learned a lot.
Yeah, just from the get-go. Yeah. Okay. You had fun with your customers in that job. I mean, we've talked about this before, obviously, but was that one of the better parts? I mean,
it was.
Favorite parts of that job? Yeah. I mean, You're at a Pennsylvania Dutch market and you've got a variety of other stands there or businesses there. Most of them Amish, right. Not all of them Amish owned. I remember going out to visit there. It feels like a community almost with the people. We
were in it together, and one's performance affected the other ones. If there was a stand that didn't do so well, and he made customers mad, not only did that stand lose a customer, I did too.
Because they're not going to come back. They're going to go to the other market.
That's right. And vice versa. If I please the customer and boy, that guy's bologna is really good. Now let's go over and try the sticky buns.
Why don't we just jump in here? The YouTube channel gets a lot of questions from viewers. I qualified them as easy and hard.
Okay.
I think we'll start with the easy ones first, if you're cool with that.
Sure.
First question on the video I did on Amish and food. There was a point in there about pizza delivery. And the question is, how are they getting a pizza delivery if they don't even have phones?
Okay.
So,
well, yeah, phones are very common. Okay. Everybody has a phone.
In Lancaster County and at least a landline.
Yeah.
And that's been that way for how long would you say? Decades?
Since the 80s, you've had a phone in some form. But here we had ours outdoors in a shanty until about 10 years ago. And now it's here in my study. Yeah, there's no such thing as a phone shanty anymore, hardly anywhere. In northern Lancaster County.
Southern.
Yeah. Southern,
Okay.
maybe more so, yeah.
Okay. And tell us about that northern, southern Lancaster County.
The southern half of the county tends to be more conservative in ordering issues, particularly. They're more traditional, generally speaking.
How often do you order pizza?
Well, I don't order hardly any pizza, but the boys
Okay.
do. I don't have the money. I do, but it's not that big of a deal to me. But the boys enjoy it. They'll order something out maybe once a month when mom's not here or something like that. However, I made the discovery that Walmart delivers.
Mm.
When Mary says, "Hey, I need some brown sugar," well, I'll get it for you from Walmart. And then I
Okay.
usually get a few other goodies, and then soon she's growling and
finally, huh? You're done, okay?
Sorry we rushed you.
That's okay. Yep. And it's convenient. It's soon here. 6 hours later, whatever you want is on your doorstep.
How do people in the community get online, like in Lancaster County, like in northern Lancaster County or wherever, people that would be getting online?
Most of the time it's at work or one of the kids' smartphones. In my case, the ancient laptop that's so 1990s in my study. Not quite 1990s. It's a little bit more recent than that figure of speech.
How concerned are people about things like the traditions, being resistant to change? Is that something that ministers talk about in church?
Concerns about change. You mentioned the ministry. Are they concerned about the changes? Some of them, of course. But I would say that the biggest factor about who is concerned, it's based on personality. And there's some ministers that just naturally are more conservative than others are. And some personalities are very much like that way. Like Anna Mary, she'll change everything, sometimes just simply for the sake of change. And then like my wife, Mary, she's more the type that's contented with things the way they are. And my personality is not quite like Mary's either. I don't mind change quite so much, provided that you think about what's happening and why. And there's also, like, some of the elderly would be more concerned about change than the younger ones would be.
Now, how does a change happen when there is some?
Yeah, sure. Sorry.
To turn, I want to pump it up to 120. I just flip that switch up to on.
Take it up to the top. Do you know how to turn? You know where to turn the air on outside the diesel shanty? Jay Lester's spray painting a tractor.
Oh, he is the one you showed me, the small one. Yeah,
Yep, and he's getting the air hoses hooked up, and he consults with me. Maybe I should say later, but I can't be like that.
This is a little bit more philosophical one. And again, we don't expect answers to all these, but just do your best. Could you do a video about what Amish people would regard as generally applicable life advice for every human? Big question, right? I mean, good question.
Big, broad question. Well, the golden rule is really the only necessary rule. Doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's very universal and applicable to all humans. I mean, if everybody would actually apply and follow that rule, no other rules would be necessary.
That's works for me.
Yeah. Simple enough, right? It's not easy to do.
Right.
But that's the way I find it.
Hey guys, so if you like that, the full conversation with Ben is available now on the new Amish America Patreon channel, which is just launched. So in the full-length video, Ben and I go into a number of other topics, including some Amish home questions, Amish bishops, the car and buggy, will there ever be Amish in driverless cars, and some other fun things. We also had a funny segment with Ben's wife, Mary, at the very end that we decided to leave in the full-length episode. I think you might enjoy it. It's over an hour long. The YouTube channel isn't going anywhere. We're still going to have videos here. But the Patreon is going to be a place where we can share additional bonus content, things like the longer conversations that maybe don't fit for the general YouTube channel, and some other bonus videos. There's also some bonus benefits as well, like making it easier for patrons to ask questions that will then try to get answered. And another is a chance to help support the channel and what we're doing here. I really appreciate all of you viewers. Most of the additional video content is going to be available on the lowest tier to make it as accessible as possible. So consider joining. In fact, we already have 2 bonus videos available in the Patreon now. One is the full-length conversation with Ben, episode 1 of the Ben and Eric Show, and a second video where I talk about 7 ways where I'm quote-unquote Amish when it comes to technology. I'm excited to continue sharing interesting and educational content on the Amish with you. The Patreon link is in the description below. Thanks a lot. See you soon.